Well, you know music, and you can count all the way up to 2.
All the way up to 6 if I had to.
We're back.
We're back.
Stuck at the airport.
Round what?
13.
13? Ooh.
That's kind of nutty. It doesn't feel like it's been technically 13 weeks. It's been like, more because we've missed
We haven't
weeks,
missed
but
like that many.
No, not
Here
really.
and there. But it's been, how long have we been doing it already? For 3 months?
Yeah.
We're finally getting the hang of it. I think.
Well, there's always the kinks. Like, remember when we first started?
sexual?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
And there was like camera issue, audio issue. Now things are like
Anthony
smooth sailing.
issue when he deleted them.
Exactly. Like when I was like, fuck, I deleted the whole.
You're like, why did I do that?
We've had episodes on the Hello Harm podcast where we would record pretty much the whole thing, only to find out that either a camera stopped or there was an audio issue and we lost the whole episode. Then we would have to stay up here, restart, and do the whole thing over again.
Yeah. It was a learning experience.
That was episode like 100 something.
Yes. I think that was the first like 3 or 4 that.
Yeah, there were issues.
Yeah. But not all of them were our fault.
You know, the last one we did of this, I noticed the camera was acting a little goofy.
Was it?
It was really framey. Like crazy framey.
Really?
Yeah.
Like dropping rates or? What do you mean?
It looked like, see over there now, it looks smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look smooth. So the audio was actually unmatched.
Oh. Like
So-
a slight delay.
Yeah, and it was very weird. So it was hard to match up the last episode with the audio that we recorded to the audio that the camera's picking up.
Well, I hope it behaves. One thing I don't like about my 4Runner is if I have like my Bluetooth audio on, which I always do, I can't watch like videos without a delay, and I can't.
Same.
Like it's so annoying.
Same in my car.
It's like a second behind it. At
So
least.
whenever like, if I need to watch a video, I don't know why I would need to, but if I ever watch a video in my car,
Well, I mean, I'll like a podcast or something.
Yeah.
If you're not watching it, but like if I'm parked up or something and I want to.
yeah, you can see the delay.
I can't watch it. I got to turn off my Bluetooth.
That's annoying because
Yeah.
I don't think I could go back to a cable.
No, I couldn't.
Bluetooth is the shit.
Yeah, cable makes me feel broke. The Bluetooth makes me feel like I have some sort of presence in life.
You just get in, turn it on, and it's already connected.
Yeah, it's like look at me, like
Right. It's like
I'm privileged.
when I get out of my car or I turn it off, it'll say, my phone will update and say parts car updated.
Mm-hmm. Don't you feel like, wow,
And I'm like,
look at me, you fucking
they
losers?
know where I'm at.
Yeah, like Big Brother's watching. Why do I have this on? It's hot. There. This is how we're coming in 2024.
Dripped out.
Dripped.
Machine shop hats.
Wait a second, I'm Jewish.
Yarmulke. Actually, you kind of look like,
How does it stay on them? I always wondered that.
I don't know.
They have
It's like a suction. Like it adheres to the head.
like a toilet plunger hat.
That kind of looked like, imagine a like 13, when was the Renaissance? Like 1400s?
I don't know.
I'm going to say
We drove past the Renaissance Fair. That was cool.
that was kind of cool. My friend's been on not even on one. He sent a TikTok one day of like a week-long LARP. You know what LARPing is?
I have no idea. I've heard
LARP.
of like people say it. But
Yeah, it stands for live action role play.
Oh.
It'd be like a Renaissance fair for a constant week. I don't think, I couldn't do a week of that shit. I would stink. Other people would stink.
I've always like thought that like at places, even like
Festivals.
like I couldn't deal with it. Like just the feeling of like that to myself would be like,
That would be gross.
yes, like I wouldn't enjoy myself because of that.
No. My friend went to a festival in Virginia, and it actually got canceled while he was there. Like, they stopped the whole show because the people running it fucking sucked. Like,
Most of the time, they do.
running water was hard to come by. There were no showers. It was hot as fuck. Everyone was sweaty, smelly. There was no food for the bands. The bands might not even be getting paid. It was unsafe. It was a shit show. It was a horrid shit show. But that's kind of what I thought about. He was at a festival surrounded by a bunch of people, sweating their ass off in
Gross.
Virginia heat.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool like the first day, I guess. But what was that? There's been a lot of controversy the last few months over like massive like rock metal show. You heard about that?
Huh. Is it a festival type deal?
Yeah, like a really popular festival. Like bands and producers and managers have been boycotting because of the horrible conditions and shit, and like the money, and like they're taking money from bands, and it's really weird. It's like a really popular festival. I can't remember the name of it.
Did it already happen?
I
The
don't
only
know.
festival I can think, is it an American festival?
Yes.
The only one I can really think of is like Sonic Temple, but I don't think that one's that shitty. A lot of people seem to enjoy it.
1 second. Because if I say it, you'll.
What else is there?
There's gonna be Anthony soon.
Rip out the bathrooms. That guy read it to like 3,000.
That's not even like a high rev. That's probably like. That's another one.
That sounds good.
Oh no, it does. I can't wait.
I didn't know that bike went up to 20,000 until you pointed it out.
That's insane.
That's high as fuck.
My Gixxer was maybe like 14, 16, and that's 1,000.
That thing just has a crazy high revving engine.
Yeah, which is awesome. That's like my favorite types of engines are high revving engines because it creates that like F1 type sound, which I love that. I really like that. Oh, I used to be able to do it with a pop can. You can like crush a pop can and like put your mouth on it and make like a farting noise, and it sounds just like an F1 engine. I swear to God.
I used to take pop cans and put them, on like a bike tire, how it rolls forward. We would put them on the back so it would meet the metal bar and the
You get a
tire
nice
would rub up
exhaust
against it.
on it. Yeah.
And it would go to ring. That was super fun.
I used to shove my dick in them.
Yeah, exhaust.
Yeah. Everyone's like, car sex is so awesome. I'm just like, it keeps burning my penis.
Guys, how long do you wait for the exhaust to cool down?
I can't wait. Let me see here. Rock Festival. I don't even know how to. I am curious about what the name of this is, though.
I'm curious. I'm going to ask Luke what that festival was. There was a cool biplane that flew over that you missed.
Oh, man.
Like
There was a jet when I sold my GTO. I didn't tell you that. There was a fighter jet that flew over, like, really low. I've never heard something so loud. I've never seen, like, a fighter jet.
Do you know what it looked like?
Mm,
There's two that come
might
to
have
my
been an
mind.
F-16.
Okay, there might be three that come to my mind.
Yeah, I could tell you because I remember very well what it looked like.
I doubt it was this.
It did look like that, but show me the other ones, because then I'll be able to. It might have been like a little more pointy with the wings. No, it looked a lot more like that first one
I'll
for
try
sure.
it. F-16.
No, it was the first one. It had to be. I swear to God, it was.
Where was you sold it in Ohio?
Yeah, right by K1 Speed,
I wonder if they're
right where we work.
That's an F-22 Raptor. Those things are loud as fuck.
This thing was unbelievably loud. I mean, like, loud.
Yeah, they are down where Luke lives, since he's surrounded by a bunch of military bases.
Mhm.
There's like multiple times a week F-22s are out flying and practicing. Same with the F-18s, but they're always going by his apartment complex, and Sunday morning it's like
That's exactly.
it's like, oh,
yeah,
there's
so
the
cool.
fucking alarm clock.
I could hear that all day. I don't care.
It's cool.
They're
They're so
awesome.
fucking cool.
What does it cost? I wonder how much it costs per hour to run those. Like, say like a typical training day for like an F-16.
We can probably find out.
It's got to be upwards of 20 grand, 30 grand.
22 operation costs per hour.
What if it was like $11?
$85,000 an hour. Holy shit.
Jesus. So like a training day is what, 6 to 8 hours? I mean, they're not flying for that long, but.
Yeah, that's an expensive day. It says the A-10 Warthog and F-16 Fighting Falcon cost around $22,000 per hour, to the staggering $85,000 per hour for the F-22 Raptor.
I'm assuming that's maintenance.
Yeah.
I mean,
probably a
fuel's
lot of
expensive, but it's
maintenance.
not $80,000. So what is okay, say you take, you know more about planes than me. Say you take a fighter jet out for a day of training. What do you think has to be maintained that costs that much? What needs to be replaced?
Probably not replaced, but just inspected, and that probably costs man hours.
So taking things apart.
Yeah, probably a bunch of stuff. Everything on planes is based on, like, cars have miles, airplanes have hours,
Yeah.
just like the fucking forklift.
That's how I know that.
So after every certain amount of hours, it's like, okay, we hit this hour, do these things,
Those
these
intervals,
things.
like
Yeah.
like on bikes, you have valve adjustments at X amount of miles.
Like, on certain amount of hours on the airplanes, they're like, okay, take off the engines, and they need sent out and reassembled. It's maintenance on airplanes is fucking ridiculous.
Yep. That's like you ever hear JR Garage? They have a YouTube channel. They're kids.
Mm-hmm.
They bought a private Cessna private jet, and I don't think they realize how hard the used jets were to maintain, and they're spending like $40,000 to $60,000 a month just keeping it up
Right, you can buy it
for cheap. They thought it was,
but then you have to store it, insure it, maintain it.
and like you're saying, they literally have to maintain it to keep it certified. Like they have intervals where they have to change this out or they have to replace this, and good luck finding this part. Like if they had to find a fire extinguisher for that plane specifically, and it took them like 3 months to find it because it was so hard, and it cost like $8,000 to $12,000 or something like crazy like that.
When we were driving to Pennsylvania, I was thinking about the FJ, and you know how it has those right above the center console, like on top of the dash, it has like a brick of things in it, like
Clocks
a compass and clock and stuff. I wanted one of those, but I wanted airplane ones. I was like, so like I wanted a gyroscope type stuff. I'm like, oh, I wonder how much those cost. They're like $6,000 to $10,000 for one little thing.
Just like to have like your own little.
No, that's like an official aircraft one.
Would you put it in your FJ?
No, I'd put it in my Mustang just because I wanted one. I'm like, that would be fun to have there.
That would be really cool.
But not $10,000 fun to have there.
If you were rich, that'd be awesome. That'd be something I would buy if I was rich. I'd buy stupid shit.
I would buy absolutely dumb shit.
People are always like, "Oh, I'd be so good with my money." Mm-mm. Okay, say you were rich. Besides like the house, the cars, and like the typical things that you're gonna buy, what's your first weird big purchase?
There's a guitar I want. 2 guitars I want. An Alex Lifeson Signature Custom that just came out not too long ago. I think it is $4,000. The Alexi Laiho. So after he died, ESP released like a line of signature Alexi Laiho guitars, kind of in memory, and there's like 5 of them. The most expensive being upwards of $5,000, the cheapest being like $800, and I would buy all 5 of them.
That'd be really cool to have, and put them on like a wall and have them like.
I'd play the shit out of them.
Well, yeah, I hope so.
But yeah, hang them up for display.
And then you can take them off. But it'd be cool to see that, like the whole collection. I don't know what I would buy.
That's like a thinker. You have to kind of ponder it for a minute, and then you're like, oh, that would be cool.
Give me a second. I would do this thing where what I do like now, but with poor people purchases, where I'm just laying in bed and I'm like, you know what? I need this.
I need these lights for my car that
That's
project
exactly
onto
what
the
happened.
ground.
And I totally don't regret it. I just go on Amazon and I'll buy like some random shit. Like I'll show you. I bought some weird shit the other day. This one was for that girl I'm seeing, kind of, but I still didn't need to buy it. I bought Trouble, the board game, just because I was like, hey, I used to play this when I was a kid.
Trouble.
You know
let me see it. I haven't.
It's the thing that has the popping plastic piece in the center.
Oh, holy shit. I have
pops.
not played that in so long.
I got a funny story about this game. This is why I remember this. I had a bird. I think I told you about him. Named Mr. Ornat. He was a parakeet.
I think I remember the bird. The name, Mr. Ornat.
That was a weird
ring a
name.
bell.
Named after, my grandma named him after a movie that she liked.
That's a cool name. I dig it.
Yeah, but it was wrong because it was actually Mr. Arnott, and we figured that out 3 years into his life and couldn't change it. So it was Mr. Arnott. I also had a pet mouse named Mouse. But he was really smart. We would take him out of his cage, and he must not have liked the sound of that popping. It must have been like, I don't know, scared him or just didn't like it because he's an asshole. Loved him to death, but he was a bit of a butt.
I know parakeets can be assholes.
So they had, we know about, what was it, Yumi?
Alex had Umi and Shido.
Yep.
Umi murdered Shido in cold blood.
Yeah, he did, and he got away with it. The glove didn't fit.
Oh, it fit like a fucking glove.
He's above the law like Hillary Clinton or something. Mr. Ornat. Didn't like the game that we played. We would play it on the floor when I was younger with like my family. And there was little like pieces that you had to like place on, like, I don't know, it was like called like a finish line. You had to get like 4 in a row or something like that. It was little plastic pieces. So he would come over, hobble on over, do his little thing, look at us, and just
would
chuck the
toss 'em.
fucking things, dude. He was such an asshole. He was really cool. Like, he was really sweet, but it was just such a weird thing he did. He didn't. Every time we would pop it, he would look back over, walk over, and start taking the pieces and flinging them all over the place.
He's like, fucking stop popping the thing, you
he
idiots.
was so funny. But yeah, that's just. And then he shit on my head all the time. He would like crawl up on my shoulder and my head and like just fucking take a dump.
Probably be so mad. I'd be like, don't fucking crawl
They were
on
like
me.
little tiny like cute turds.
I don't think any turds are cute.
His were. They were like little. God, they were like tiny little, like this big pellets.
It's like rabbit shit.
Smaller. It was a cute little turd.
When I think of bird shit, I just think of it on my car, and I'm like, come on, dude.
Just washed my car yesterday.
Bird shit on it?
Massive shit. 3 of them. Back to back to back on the passenger side window in the rear.
That's so annoying. That's
Yep.
frustrating. It's mildly infuriating.
They aim. They fucking aim.
They know, right? They know you just washed your car.
And they're like, watch this. They probably make jokes
Like,
at
yeah,
their
I'm gonna go
homies.
shit on this guy's
They're
car.
like, no, you're not. Yes, I am. Watch. Whoa. Good shot, dude.
Fuck birds.
What's going on in your news week here? Because I'm curious. I've been paying attention, but there's nothing. I mean, besides like Iran and everything going on.
U.S. is sending $95 billion in aid to Ukraine.
Yep, forgot about that one.
Uh,
94, 95.
A
Doesn't
lot of money.
matter. A lot of dollars.
There's a lot of protests on college campuses.
From Middle Eastern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're just. I'm not fully in the loop, so if anyone feels like correcting me, go for it.
It's like a bittersweet thing that we aren't like paying super close attention. I think because like I don't know, it's cool to keep up, but
I'd probably just be frustrated if I was.
Yep.
Had my nose in this shit all the time.
somebody put on X, Twitter, is like, damn, I wish it was 6 a.m. and the first thing I did in the morning was look at all the shit on the fucking news and ruin my day.
Right, dude. People do that. They live for media.
Yeah. But it's like, I used to not live for media, but it used to be like a compulsion of mine and just get on social media and see what was going on and literally make my day worse.
Mine was, I want to say it was the span of 2020 all the way to 2022. Every day on break at work, I would go out of my car, get on the Japan subreddit to see if Japan's borders were opening or what
You
was
had
going
some,
on
yeah,
with that.
interesting stuff going on at that time.
And then I would get on the news subreddits to see if anything was happening with COVID. And then, while browsing the news subreddit, it would just be a bunch of shit that makes you upset. So every day I was making my day worse for 15 minutes.
There's something about it that like lures you back in though. I think that's the trick.
I know.
Like my grandpa and all, like, the old people watch Fox News and CNN. Like if you watch it and pay attention, they deliberately use words that pull you in and the way they enunciate. It's very specific. You ever see like a news broadcast how they do, like, they're not talking like this. They're saying, and in today's news, we have this horrible event that has happened. And they use like these, I don't even know what to say, like how to say that, but.
Like today, Joe Biden and his cabinet have approved $95 billion of aid to Ukraine.
You got to throw in like a catch your attention word.
Joe Biden.
That's all it takes.
That's
really,
enough now.
That's enough, yeah.
Or Donald Trump trial.
Donald Trump called a monster. Like, just some random shit that they pull you in with. And then nobody talks like that. It's just they're taught, which I get. Viewership is money.
It's like QVC luring in the old people to buy shit.
Yes. But, yeah, remember, I think when we talked last about Iran.
No, Iran was threatening to launch missiles.
But they hadn't.
They launched missiles.
They didn't at the time, or did they?
No, they did not.
They did not.
You said it was that. Actually, it was like the next day they actually launched the missiles, and then nothing happened.
Didn't they have a how do you say that word?
Retaliatory.
Yeah, that. Didn't they have a strike and retaliation?
So the whole thing with that, what I believe happened was Israel destroyed not an embassy, but something of Iran's property in, I think, Syria. And Iran was like, So they fired the missiles to save face, not in an act of aggression, but more of a political manner. So politics, I guess. And then Israel was like, oh, we're going to fire shit back, probably to save face. And then now I think it's just water under the bridge.
That's good news.
That is good news.
I didn't think, but I wonder if the U.S. is going to like interject and try to push. Yeah. You know what I mean? They do that with everything.
They do.
But
that's why all the protests are going on.
Because of the United States?
Yeah. I think their involvement and sending aid to Israel.
I gotta agree that it's not our fucking place.
I agree.
I don't care if
I agree.
Oh, you can't believe you said that. That's just my opinion.
I think a lot of people would agree with you.
Even
the people protesting.
But it seems like surface level, they want a virtue signal. Be like, yeah,
I think for the most part, everyone does want a virtue signal.
Yeah, but some more than others. Some like to post it on social media and make sure people know.
Oh, yeah, they have to let people know.
Like the Ukrainian flag or remember the France flag that people would put over their...
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Like, oh, you're a good person.
Or the, what was the big one not too long ago?
Gay pride flag.
Oh, I think it was the George Floyd thing. People would black out their Instagram profile picture.
For the riots, BLM riots.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep. That was because of George Floyd. Yeah, it's just like, come on. That doesn't make you a good person.
No.
It's like the people that go to church and then they cheat on their wife on Monday. Oh, I go to church.
I went to church. I'm not going to hell.
I mean, technically, you ask for forgiveness. You can do anything you
just
want.
Go to a reconciliation and you're
all
okay.
you need. Fucking molest a child, kill 20 people, be Osama bin Laden. Ask for forgiveness, and you're good. You'll be chilling with everybody else. Mother Teresa's going to be on your left. You're going to be hanging out with the G's.
Did you hear in Canton, 2 officers killed the guy?
I was reading that yesterday on Facebook. Yep. It was not big news, but it caught attention.
Yeah, it caught a good amount of attention.
Yeah, didn't they suffocate him or something like?
I don't know exactly what happened. So
I think he said the "I can't breathe" thing. Maybe not.
I probably did. Well, I've read a few different things. Based on what I read, like I don't know if this is what happened. I guess the dude was in prison, got out after some years. Something about his car breaking down or whatnot, and he went into a bar, got belligerently drunk. The police showed up, subdued him.
He resisted.
Yeah, and then they were probably on his neck of some sort. Someone mentioned heart attack. I don't know. I haven't even seen the body cam footage. It is released, though. I don't know. Maybe they did just sit on his neck and suffocate him. I don't.
Yeah. The article I read didn't have any footage. I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it. It was 2 days ago, maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah, I don't know. I just my opinion on that is just don't resist arrest. I mean, you shouldn't get murdered for whatever if you can help it, but at the same time, if you're fighting a police officer, their gun is on their hip. Like, what if you reach for their gun? Like, that's what the mindset they're in. Like, you're already fighting them. Their life's in danger at that point.
Right, you don't win a fight against a cop.
No, unless you reach for their gun.
But
and even then,
the end result of you fighting a cop is either death or imprisonment.
Yeah, people just don't think. Well, especially when they're drunk or under the influence. I think George Floyd had fentanyl and all sorts of shit in his system when he died.
At the fent?
The 100% had all these drugs in his system that nobody talks about. He had fentanyl, cocaine, weed, but whatever, and then other shit. I just forget in his system at the time of his death. Like, he had recently done it. He was probably high on stuff when he died. And I don't want to say for sure, but most likely he didn't die from suffocation. He died from drugs. That was in the toxicology report, but it's not popular to say.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just speculating. But that was on his toxicology report, that he had those drugs in his system at his time of death. It just sometimes things fit narratives, I think. Whether that's true or not, he died from that, but I think that narratives are pushed.
Regardless, I think police have a knack for abusing their power.
100%. I play both sides here, 100%. Don't resist police, but don't be an asshole police officer and shoot somebody for no fucking reason.
Well, it kind of sucks. Like, if you're black or a colored person, even if you don't resist, you're still, like, high-key targeted.
Now, statistically, I don't know if that's true. I know that's, like, sounds like...
I know from everything I've heard.
Totally.
if I were black, I wouldn't want to. I'd be more cautious around the police for
Now,
sure.
I'm gonna say something controversial. Do you think that's because they earn that? Because they're more likely, at least in the police eyes, from dealing with them, to be more belligerent.
I wouldn't say earn it. I'd think it's more along the lines of stereotyping.
Stereotyping them as violent,
Sure,
they are. As in, like, they're more violent than any other culture.
but
That's
that's the thing.
Not that it's right to stereotype. I'm just saying, do you think that police are thinking, oh, I know that these people are going to be violent, even though that's not
I
always
think
true.
they're 100% stereotyping. And
Yeah, that's stereotyping. I agree.
like, we all know stereotypes are just that, a stereotype. So, yeah, they're probably caught up in the stereotype, which means that if there was a group of white guys and a group of black guys, they're probably going to look towards the black guys a little more or a lot more.
Yeah, totally. I think also a lot of majority of police officers are white, and whenever they're dealing with a race that isn't them, they're going to be more cautious. Just like a black officer might be more comfortable dealing with black civilians. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's always that tribalism that comes into play there. Like, you aren't from my tribe, you must be the enemy, and that works on police officers just like everybody else. So,
I mean, at the end of the day, a police officer is
a human.
just a person in a uniform.
However, they seem to have a lot of rotten eggs in the dozen.
They sure do have a lot of
Yeah.
rotten eggs in the dozen.
And it's more than like probably 50%, which is an issue that I don't know. I mean, I know why. I think I know why. It's because the people that are attracted to those jobs are going to be people that are more prone to sociopathy, and maybe they were bullied, maybe they want revenge, maybe they like power feeling. It's just what's going to happen.
Also, like, I'm not like defending cops in any way. I'm kind of in the boat of there's shit people and there are not shit people. If you were a young kid and you grew up wanting to be a cop, and the day comes, you get your badge and your uniform, and everyone hates you because you wear that uniform and have that badge, even though you haven't done anything. I know a lot of people say, like, the system is fucked up, and I agree that it is. But you didn't create the system. I mean, you get into it maybe to maybe change it. But I can low-key see how someone who is a cop, grew up wanting to be a cop, and everyone hates them just for that, would be fairly aggressive. And I'm not, like, justifying that in any way, but I can kind of see how they would be like, well, fuck you, dude. Like, I didn't do anything. And then, that's not a great path to go down, but
So people are stereotyping cops then.
yeah, everyone's stereotyping everybody, it seems like.
Stereotypes always fascinate me though, because they don't come from nowhere, even for any white people, anybody. Like, white people don't season their chicken. Totally true. I've had white people chicken.
I don't season my
That's what I'm
chicken.
saying. I've had white people chicken.
I put, like, barbecue sauce on it in a slow cooker, but if I cook it on a pan,
Yeah,
I won't put anything on it.
that's just Caucasian in you. White people can't dance. I got no rhythm.
I have no rhythm.
They come from somewhere. You know
I
what
have
mean?
none.
So people stereotype police officers because of what they're brought up seeing, though. Like, if you're seeing police being belligerent, and I've had bad experience with police when I didn't do anything. I've had, I was 18 years old. I had 6 police surround me with their guns drawn on me when I literally did nothing because I was at an abandoned house in the middle of fucking nowhere, and I wasn't even in the building. I was in the car on the street where the house was, leaving, and they all pulled up with their guns drawn, screaming at us.
Talk about blatant overuse of force.
Didn't do anything, and I think all we did at that point was take pictures. We might have gone in for like 3 seconds, but they didn't know that. And then we took pictures and we showed them, like, look, we didn't even go in. We didn't have any pictures of the inside because we went in for 2 seconds and left. But we took pictures and they're like, oh, give me that. They wanted the camera. We're like, no, like,
Fuck you,
so
no.
Then they wanted the SD card in the camera. Showed them that we deleted the all the pictures and everything, and he did, but he had some way of recovering them. I don't know how, but it was really weird how, like, angry they were. Some of us were 16, like there was 16, 17.
Low key, the same thing happened with me, Alex, and Jonathan. We were skateboarding one day, and I don't know if you know where it's at, but the Canton Jewish Community Center.
Can you give me like a?
You know where Malone University's at?
Yes.
It's like right next to it. Malone
Uh,
actually bought it. It was next to Weiss Park, but It used to be like the Jewish Center we always went there. You could swim, play basketball, and shit like that. But it went out of business, and it was been abandoned for a while. So we were skateboarding, went into like this grassy area that was, behind a fence, just a normal chain link fence. Looked inside, and then we came back out, and this wasn't a cop, but it was a security guard. And he fucking took Jonathan, who was the smallest out of all of us, and put his hands behind his back and put him on the roof of the hood, face first. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is your deal?
Just the power thing is, well, it makes him feel good, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at him. This fucking, I'm going to show him.
It's like, if people
They get off
if
on
the
it.
wrong person gets an ounce of authority, they're just a fucking twat.
That's when they run wild with their power. That's when you get issues. Like there's, what do you call it? Like people that you work with, not us specifically, even though I'm sure we do. In fact, I know we do. But like there's a lot of workplaces where you'll give somebody that should not have power, and they become just belligerent. I mean, that's when they become that's harass women, harass black people at work, harass, you know what I mean? They just start to
Like promote the wrong person at work, and bam, that's what you end up with.
yes, and then they just run wild with it, and they feel untouchable. That happens all the time to where they literally sexually assault people at work and other shit, like verbally insult, harass, and nothing ever gets done about it. Sad.
Just the wrong people, man. They have shit ass mindsets.
But the reason they get put in that position is because they show charisma and confidence
They're manipulative.
and manipulative. So they have traits that on the outside are attractive to a manager of a company or whoever, but it's for the wrong reasons. They're void of empathy. You would make it.
I'd make a great horrible person.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, back to the how do we get on this? Back to the Iran and no, let's talk about the Ukraine stuff. Because I saw that, I was talking to my grandpa about that last night, the approval for the funding package.
It's not just Ukraine. It is Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan. I want to say there's one more in there.
Maybe.
Maybe
sure.
it's Gaza for like food and supplies.
Yeah.
I'd have to double check. I don't know.
Why? Why are we doing this? I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but like, we're in such a bad place as a country.
I understand the Ukraine one more so than any of the others.
Yeah, but the others, and I'm sure they fund the most random shit. Like in the most random countries, like you'll see funding for like fucking Jordan for some random thing. They just do like random things. But like this one, for example, why are they giving money to Gaza? Like what's the
Probably
reason?
for relief, food aid.
Well, we need relief.
We do.
We need relief. Focus on your fucking people.
A part of me thinks like I'm very torn on what I'm about to say.
All right.
That being one of the most influential and powerful nations in the world, you have a duty to upkeep that standing.
But don't take care of your own people.
Do good.
Yeah,
And I'm putting
virtue
do
signal.
goods in quotes because the U.S. has a very
Interesting reputation.
tattered history of foreign affairs.
I would say we're the most violent nation in history.
I wouldn't say in history. The Roman Empire.
Recent history.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
we're not going to go back thousands because, yeah, the Roman Empire was...
I don't know. The Roman Empire. I like talking
Genghis
about
Khan,
history.
whatever fuck he was.
He was a goon.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was that I feel in that aspect of there is this duty to uphold, and it's to me it's a big game of politics. Like you mentioned Jordan, it's like we give them money to be in good standing with Jordan. Let me say we didn't give them that money, they would be like, well, fuck you. So maybe that's an upkeep of relationships. And then on the other side of the spectrum, I'm like, why are we fucking around with everybody else when we have our own problems here?
Yeah. And I feel almost like money is just fake and it's just printed at will.
Well, it is. Our paper dollar is backed by gold.
I don't even believe in that anymore. Like we have less gold than we have circulating money by far.
We should go break into Fort Knox. and find out.
It doesn't fucking exist.
Oh, it exists.
I mean, it exists, but I mean, like, it doesn't exist in maybe the quantities that they're stating.
I want to find out.
I want to know too. They do not have that much money in gold. They don't have that much gold compared to the circulating dollar. There's no way.
You know what's crazy to think
That's
about?
another theory that I've heard. What?
If, say we somehow got into Fort Knox and melted all the gold, destroyed it, and it was gone. Overnight, the value of the U.S. dollar would be gone. Just because that thing, that physical thing, that somehow has a bearing on our paper thing, is gone.
Life is so fickle.
Like, yeah, it seems so
mundane and weird.
no imaginary. It's like fake. It's like you're giving this value for what reason exactly? How? Why?
I heard that.
What was that?
I don't know. That was weird.
Remember we were in here, what was that weird noise that went on?
I don't remember.
It was spooky, I think.
I don't know. Maybe that was the fridge. You had you had a fridge. No, it was a coffee maker. Something was like making a rumbling noise one day.
It was like out in the hall.
Oh, was it?
Oh, it was the alarm went off and it freaked you the fuck out.
Oh, yeah. That did do a number on me. What were we just talking about?
Fake money,
yeah.
gold.
I wonder. I don't know if I subscribe to that theory, but I just don't feel like that's really how this works. I feel like the Fed just fucking prints whatever they feel like it, and then they claim, oh, yeah, we got all this gold, and look, we're backed by this. It's a facade.
So do they only print what can be backed by gold?
No. That's what I'm saying. No. They literally just fucking press a button, and then they say, oh, we'll make up for it in the future. And that's how we're so far into trillions of dollars of debt. That's a big reason. It's just fake. It's fucking fake. They literally just print whatever the fuck they want to print. By nothing. No standards. Nothing.
It is kind of gnarly. Like,
Let me look up how much.
an example here. The cap to this monster, let's say, is my currency. And the vape here is backed. It is backing this currency. I now have a monetary system.
Just make one up. How much you got?
I have 100,000. 100,000. I can't say dollars.
Caps.
Well, I have, this.
The stands for.
This silver cap is worth 10 bronze caps.
Yeah.
And this vape is worth 10 silver caps.
Yeah.
So 100 bronze caps.
Now, why do you think that?
Because I made it up.
Exactly.
So if I get rid of this vape, this cap loses all of its value.
Yep.
But if I bring it back,
oh, give me that
it's
cap.
like
I want that.
it's like
now.
the disappearing trick.
Like a magician.
Isn't that funny? Like it
is
just
weird.
loses all of its value because this thing is no longer there. And
We
then
have-
what happens with the gold
Well, we have 8,100 tons of gold, right?
in
the
Fort
US.
Knox?
In the United States, yeah. That's worth $409 billion. That's what I'm talking about. Where the fuck do you just go around printing whatever you want?
They say 409 billion.
$409 billion. Look, that's what it was not. It's never been worth that much.
Depending on which metric system you follow, there's 32,000 British ounces in a ton, so 8,000 tons means 256 million ounces, and the current price of gold at around 1,600 means the hoard is worth a cool 409 billion with change.
So explain where in the flying titty fuck the rest of this money comes from. They just fucking make it up.
It's imaginary.
Money's fake. The sun's gonna explode and life's not fucking real. Damn it. I'll die on this hill.
There was this thing I was thinking about. It was about the simulation theory on. I'm like,
I like
that's
simulation
weird.
theory.
I can't remember it though. It wasn't about the
Was
simulation
it like
theory.
a programming type thing in the universe that reminds you of computers?
No. I don't know what I was watching, but it made me think, wow, this is all just a bunch of bullshit, isn't
Fucking
it?
simulation.
I was like, this would track with the simulation theory. Like,
Totally.
this was all planned out.
That
But I
would
cannot
answer so many
remember what it
questions.
was.
Yeah, if you remember, let me know because I love talking about that. But there's like days I'll just be watching something or just something random will pop into my head and I'll be like, that's a fucking program. That's a fucking program. This isn't real. I like a disassociation for like 20 minutes of like, I get it. Like I feel like I get it. Like this is fucking program. These are put in place by the universe. There's fucking laws that we follow specifically because there's a programmer that fucking programmed this fucking computer. I swear to God. I
It's
guess
a guy like me behind the computer like,
literally.
yeah, this will be funny.
Why the fuck not? We do it. We have fucking Sims.
Yeah.
In 200,000 years, we're going to have really fucking realistic video games. I'm getting excited here. I swear I'll die this. Like, I feel like some days I'll just feel like this ain't fucking real. Why do I care about anything?
That's the craziest part.
Yeah.
Imagine how liberating it would be to just not give a fuck.
And I wish it wasn't in like bursts. Because I have those moments. But then I care so much for the rest of the day.
Like, say someone has a bad day at work. They're like, bro, back in the day, my ancestors were fighting off wild animals and living in caves, and here I am.
And dying at like 25 from like fucking AIDS or some random disease. No,
Right.
AIDS didn't even exist then. But
And I'm typing on this computer, and my boss yelled at me. It's like, what am I fucking doing?
why am I complaining?
And then they go back the next day.
What a mundane problem to have.
It's like,
Who gives a fuck?
right. Why does it matter?
Because we have egos and the world revolves around everybody in their own head. It's just, you can't escape that. But you have moments where you break outside that little matrix and you're like, what the fuck do I care for? Fuck
Right.
you. Like, if they caught me in like say like I was having a shitty day at work and I was having a fucking disassociation about simulation theory.
An existential crisis kind of day.
And like Tom or Dave or whatever just fucking yelled at me. If I was in that moment, I'd probably be like, you know what? I really don't give a flying fuck. We're on a spinning rock, and you're over here fucking with me. You're gonna die in fucking 40 years. Like, fuck. Yeah, I'd just be like, I just feel like I'd get myself fired. Is it just like, why are you so? I don't know. Let me break this down in my own way. I always feel like on a daily basis so insignificant in everything I do. Like, I'll be at work, just like putting a part in a machine. I'll be like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm picking up this piece of metal that's worthless to me. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm just putting inside of this machine that cuts this piece of metal with more metal. And I'm getting paid this fake fucking paper that doesn't exist. It's backed by nothing. For what? To afford a fucking car and to struggle to fucking eat? Like, fuck off. I'm getting angry now. It doesn't make any sense. Everything's so weird.
It is weird. And then one thing I like to do is I think about that. So imagine yourself putting that part in the machine and then, like you're on Google Earth, zoom out a little bit.
Yes.
We have like Stark County.
That's when I disassociate.
And then there's a ton of people doing something similar in their own lives with their own thoughts and emotions. And then you're right there still doing that thing.
Yep.
You're a cog. And then you zoom out a little more to the state of Ohio. It's even bigger. And there's all this other stuff going on. Then you zoom out. And then there's the U.S. And then you're so insignificant at this point. You're part of a 308 million people. You don't matter. Then you zoom out more to the world. And there's 8 billion people there who, like 99.999% don't know you exist. And there you are putting your machine in.
Thinking you're
doing
the
that stuff.
fucking, oh, everybody knows me.
And you zoom out to like our solar system, and there's like nothing. And then there you are on this rock in this little building, putting a part in a machine.
And this is my whole
And
life.
that matters to you.
Yeah, like the most. Like, this is what I do to survive.
Right. Like,
And then you zoom out some more.
and then there's the galaxy.
Yep.
And there's probably a lot of other life there.
Mm-hmm. That we don't know
And there's
about.
a lot of other spinning rocks.
Yeah.
And suns and crazy things.
Supernovas and black holes and stars.
And then there you are, putting your part in your machine. And if it's out of tolerance, you're like, fuck.
Oh my God. Like,
Damn
fuck.
it.
Damn it.
Meanwhile, like, there is so much shit going on.
Meanwhile,
around
there's
you.
fucking multi-billion light years away stars colliding with each other, destroying fucking entire solar systems and galaxies and black holes and absorbing things, and we're just over here freaking out about
Right, and your day was
1,000th
ruined because,
of an inch.
yeah, 1,000th of an inch was out of tolerance. You're like, damn it.
Like, that's ruining my day now. Like, you just feel like that. Like, you're on the axle machine now. Like, you're gonna have that. It happened to you. You already have, I'm sure, to where you just ran apart and it's scrap. Damn it, my day's ruined. Like,
Right.
it's gonna happen.
Monday was rough because the machine was acting goofy and not doing what we wanted. But I was like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, but zoom out.
I do need to just zoom out and
It's like a
think,
keyword we gotta focus in on when we get pissed.
hey, dude, just
out.
zoom out.
Yeah. Zone out and zoom out. Then you can have existential crisis and freak out and ruin your life.
You know, kind of, at least on a human level, no matter how big the problem is, I don't know, say you're getting a divorce. That sucks. That's way more significant than a part being out of tolerance. Just zoom out further.
Zoom out.
Like, you know, you're going through this, but there's still 8 billion people in the world going through their things. And there's still stars colliding and planets bashing into each other. And then there you are.
I'm telling you,
You
none of
know,
this
it
is
doesn't
real.
really fucking matter.
None of this is real, Anthony. There's something fucky. I've been saying this since I was like probably 14. There's something fucky that we're not realizing. Something is wrong here that we just aren't like, not wrong, but something is awry that's in our faces and we're just completely blind to it. I swear, I don't know what it is, but it's something's fucked up here.
Or maybe it's that humans are just plagued with consciousness.
That's a good word, plagued.
Plagued.
Yeah, plagued for consciousness because we're like, it's like a curse and a blessing.
Right. Is it a good thing to think this way?
I don't know.
Does your dog have these days?
Can't. Maybe he does. I don't know.
Ask
Now I
him.
feel bad for him.
Ask him, be like, hey, bud, how was your day today?
I think yes, but I don't think that they have thoughts like this. I think that they have feelings and emotions, like, and they act on them. Like, say my dog has a bad day, he'll get into something he shouldn't, or he'll show his displeasure through an action, like he'll throw a tissue around or something. That's his way of saying, I had a bad day and I'm going to tell you about it. But if he had a good day, you know, he behaves and he's all happy and licky.
Do you think with 100% certainty we can say that dogs don't have thoughts and consciousness?
No, I don't
Or
think we
animals.
could say it. Plants don't have consciousness and shit. I don't think we know. We don't.
Yeah, I don't like when,
There's levels to it.
you know, this is outside my realm of understanding, but can you see consciousness in a dead human being? Like, if there was a dead person and you did a biopsy on them, like, how are you looking for consciousness?
I mean, technically, yes. You just look at their brain. You just don't know what you're looking for.
Someone who has a great understanding of this, they're looking at it like, oh, yes, this is
I'm
where the
assuming
consciousness is.
they can visualize, like, oh, here's your cerebellum, and this connects to your frontal cortex, and here's your frontal lobe, and this is your amygdala, and the way that this all works mechanically is how you think and see and smell, and this is how you interpret the world. But
So do humans have the most complex brains?
yes, neurologically, and as far as neuron activity goes, yes, by far. But as far as, like, compartments, I don't know. Like how we have different lobes and areas of the brain. But
I want to know.
neural activity, yes.
I want to know about, like, dolphin brains because they're very intelligent,
Mm.
or orcas. I want
I
want
wish I had a
someone to
smooth brain.
explain to me. I wish.
Imagine being able to remove your skull and just, like, rub on your smooth brain.
It makes me sick.
I think it makes me feel good.
No, the brain to me is disgusting.
But if now it's smooth and it's not wet, like a rock that you see on the ground that your brain says you got to pick it up. Why? Because you have to. Like that. Like, ooh.
Like,
Rub
don't smooth brain.
It'd be satisfying.
I don't think it would be. I think it would be
Like a
disgusting.
stress ball.
No.
Imagine squeezing your brain and just. Ugh.
No, that makes me so
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
you're right. Ew. Could you feel that?
Or if you squeeze your brain, you'd probably seize.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was weird. Yeah, Denny told me about this thing today. So I had blood drawn this morning.
Oh, I want to talk about
in
this
the
stuff.
old doc. But we were just talking about it. I'm like, no, I hate that shit. I'm like, it makes me uncomfortable. And he said, you guys ever seen that TikTok of, like, the needle going into the vein?
Don't.
I'm like, dude, don't even fucking say that. I'm like, do not bring that up. He was like, it was so nasty. I'm like, I don't want to see that ever. I never want to see that.
Yeah.
And that
yeah.
makes me, like, want to pull my arm in and kind of tuck it away so no one can
Yeah,
get
you
to
want to
it.
squeeze, like, don't get my arm.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Needles don't belong there.
Yeah, just like I went to the dentist and I always watch. I have to. My brain tells me I have to watch the videos of the procedures that I'm getting done
I love dental videos. I love
before you get done at work.
I love watching, like, root canals.
I
cavity
like watching it,
fillings.
but I don't like getting it
I don't mind
because
it.
then I know what they're doing. And like, well, say for
I
like
prefer to, in that aspect, I prefer to know what's going on.
no, because when you know they're drilling something, like yeah, you know, but like you can visualize what they're doing, and you're like, you almost like convince yourself that you can feel it. I can at least, where I think so hard about it. I'm like, I know I feel this even though I don't. They had to give me like 7 shots of Novocaine. That's why my jaw was so sore.
I need a fuck ton too. Yeah, because they're jamming a needle into your jaw.
I hate Novocaine or whatever the fuck they use. I hate the shot.
It's Novocaine. I think.
Hurts. Your doctor's appointment. How'd that go?
It was fine. It was more.
Was it Baker? Or there's another one.
It was a lady about yay tall.
Of like maybe some foreign descent in there.
Not really. It
Was
didn't
she-
seem like it.
Christina Baker wasn't.
Is that the only female doctor there?
There's two.
She had black hair, about maybe a little
Hmm.
past her shoulders.
Like a lot of makeup.
Yeah. Not like a ton, but
I can't
Like
think of the other one's
noticeable.
name. I wish she had Baker.
what does Baker look like?
I
Describe her.
can't explain. She's more of like a darker complexion, not like light skin or black or anything, or Mexican, but like I don't know, like maybe Middle Easternish mixed with like Caucasian.
I don't know. Maybe we are talking about the same person. I have no idea.
This is important.
Well, the doctor was fairly attractive.
Then I'm not gonna. I think you had a different doctor.
Maybe I did.
So what they say to you, like, was she? How do I explain this?
And she described pretty much as like a new patient, kind of get to know you type deal.
So she was very attentive and asked questions.
Yeah, they asked questions like, "Are you on any medicine? Does your family have any history of medical ailments?" It was very like rudimentary, basic.
Typical rundown.
Yeah,
They're going out of sport mode, dude.
they don't need to be in sport mode. They're parked. And she like did the typical like check your breathing type deal and very basic like physical checkup.
So did you ask them about like how'd you bring up like I want this test and this test? Like what do they say? I'm curious.
She was like, "Is there anything you want?" I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
"Yeah, test, lime."
DECA,
Yeah, I want some tests, some DECA.
NPP. Load me up,
You guys
motherfucker.
give syringes too.
But
So they're gonna check for like the basics of I think like cholesterol, testosterone, vitamin D, and Lyme again because I did tell her about my tick bite, and she was like, asked, was there a bullseye? Did you have test results done? I'm like, it came back negative. I didn't see a bullseye, but that's kind of something I'd rather play safe and fuck it, throw it in there. Why not? They already have the blood.
if you're already getting blood, you might as well get as many vials as you can
Right.
taken. I got 6 taken how many did they get from you?
I don't know
4?
how many. I have no idea.
You didn't look?
I saw one large one.
Did you look at it when they did it?
Not really.
All right.
I don't mind like the blood in the vial.
I don't like thinking about it coming
It's
out.
in the art.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how they do it. There's a vac tube. They put it in. They stick the needle in, and bam, it's done. It's
Make
quick.
a fist, get a little.
Yeah, but I just prefer not to look at that.
Did it hurt?
Not really. It was
It hurts
a little
me.
pinch.
Oh.
There's a pinch.
Sometimes it's way worse than others. Sometimes you barely feel it, and sometimes you're like, ugh. You struggle not to make a face.
I just don't like when they do it at all. I hate it so much.
But you got it over with. That was funny. They had to call me back in to do it again, because I had that elevated bilirubin. So they wanted to redo it and make sure that it was consistent. Which is, if it is, then you're just fine.
Did they have you? Well, the reason I didn't get it done on Monday was she asked the last time I ate. I said around 11:30, and I was in there a little after 2:00. She was like, "We prefer to have in like an 8-hour fast between." And she said between the hours of 8 and 10 a.m. That's kind of the best time to do things.
I lied and said I didn't eat when I had demolished about 6 cookies.
So your sugar was up.
Yeah, it was elevated, but it wasn't like alarming. She didn't say anything about it, but it was towards the high end, my glucose. That's why though, is it can throw out your glucose and your A1C. Yep. So that's why.
Yeah, I did the fast. I went in at 8 a.m.
It's better to be honest. I literally thought about it like right after I said it. Like I just kind of like blurted out like no, and then I was like, yes, and I just went with it. I was like whatever.
I should have them back by like
A couple days.
yeah, pretty soon.
You can go on LabCorp's website. It's in a database, and
I think they're supposed to send me I'm hoping they send me an email because I might forget to check.
I don't think you'll forget. You're gonna be real interested in that test number.
I know I am.
I'm gonna guess. I'm guessing you're gonna be. I know you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna be like 300-400." I think you're gonna be closer to 600.
That would be based.
If you're anything above 600, I'm jealous. fuck you.
I'm very curious what it's at. Like, I'm very, very curious.
If it's low, I would guess it's largely because of your sleep. And did you exercise before you went in the day before?
The day I went in on Monday.
So did you exercise Sunday?
Yes.
That can drop your numbers. Because it shocks the CNS, which in tune lowers your testosterone temporarily.
Oh, wait, maybe if it's lower, she'll be like, wow, we need to get this fixed. I'll be like, yeah, we do. Give me some test.
If it's sub, fuck.
She said the low level was like 400-ish.
The illegitimate range, well, their range is 300 to like maybe 900 or 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. If you're under 500, get on test. I'm just being honest. Get on fucking TRT or something. If you're sub 500. I don't care what they tell you. Oh, well, you're fucking fine. Bullshit. 25 years old, we should be around like 800. Like, I wish mine was higher.
Get on test.
Fucking, I thought about it, but I changed some stuff in my lifestyle, and I go back on Monday, and I'm gonna have them redraw. And if I'm lower, I'm just gonna fucking cruise the rest of my life on TRT.
There you go.
I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I'm 100% willing to do that. If it means that I feel amazing and better every day. I don't feel bad. I feel way better than I did like 3 months ago. But I did some things, and I'm curious if it raises it. Like vitamin optimization, eating has been better, exercising consistent, stress levels less. Just little things and tweaks.
Did you have to list out all the vitamins you were on?
Mm-hmm. And it was a long list.
I did. I'm on 5, but she was like, okay, what's the dosage? I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, I don't know most of these. I know my vitamin D. I checked when I got home. My vitamin D is 2,000 IU. The chromium piccolate, I can't even fucking remember. The
That's
magnesium,
a weird one,
I can't remember. I think it was like 400 milligrams, and I said 1,000 or something.
It don't really matter.
So the numbers are off.
How long have you been taking your vitamin D?
I picked it up probably last week.
It takes months before it builds up in your system. 2,000 every day?
Yeah.
You might be all right with that, but like I need 5,000.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. And that's not even going to put me above like 50.
I was debating on what to get because I saw there was like 4 or 5 bottles of like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. I was like, I don't know which one to get. So I opted for kind of an in-between. Got the 2,000.
Yeah. See where you're at. I don't think you'll. Well, if you're taking, I mean, I think you'll be low. My theory is you'll be low, but if you're taking it every day, I wouldn't change your dose unless you're like, if you're like sub 20 or 25, I would probably take 5,000 because that means you're really not absorbing anything.
Oh yeah, I'll just up the dosage of what I have first.
Well, I would go to like 5. But you could ask your doctor. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but I would up it to 5 personally. I at 5,000 every day am around 38, and optimally you want to be above 50.
So you gotta up it even more.
That's when I added K2 to help absorption. So I'm gonna see if that helped. Instead of upping my vitamin D dosage, I got D3 plus K2 in like to
absorb it better.
Yeah, just to see. And then if it's sub 50, I'll probably up it to like 10,000 every day. If I'm at 70, that's fine. You don't want to be higher than 70, 80.
Vitamins are. We talk about vitamins a lot, but they're so
so
interesting.
important.
It is so interesting.
It's so interesting and it's so important. And I think that it's such a. I know we talked about this before, but I think it's such an issue, hormones and vitamins in our society that people medicate for and they don't need to.
A lot of people seems like they kind of pass off vitamins as pseudoscience or pseudo health type stuff.
And it's like, if you're not deficient in something, I get it, but you could feel better at an optimum level of certain vitamins. Why not get there? That's my stance on it.
I'm curious. I want to look at a multivitamin, like an adult multivitamin.
It has
and see what's in them.
It has like mostly the bare minimum level of every vitamin. It's not going to put you in the optimum range. And if you're not deficient, it's not going to do shit for you. If you're deficient and certain vitamins that are in there, it can be beneficial. Like say you have a zinc deficiency and there's 15 milligrams of zinc in there. That'll help you. But it's just like, I don't know. It's like it's like a 3 out of 5 star hotel. It's not great. It's not going to really do anything
It exists.
but it exists. It'll get the job done.
I'm curious what's in here, vitamin-wise. We have B12.
There's a crazy amount of B12.
There's an insane amount. 700. The whole can is 740% of your daily value.
And you drink that every day?
No, not
Right.
one this big. B6 is 360%.
Because there is vitamin toxicity that impacts your...
That's why I got off B12.
Hmm?
I still have the bottle, but I
pissing neon
took a
yellow.
look and I was like, I'm getting way more B12 than what I need. A lot of B vitamins in here, really. B5, 12, 6, and 3. And that's about it.
I almost feel like that's a scam, though, on Monster, because people don't realize that you drink one, you're not going to feel jack shit from that.
No.
You
No,
have
no,
to
no.
consistently build up over months. You'd have to drink that every day for a month or two before you felt anything from those vitamins. People just think, oh, look, I'm going to get instant energy because it has this in it. No.
I did watch, I sent you the link to it a while ago, the video on how caffeine affects the body. And it doesn't.
Hear that?
Oh, yeah, I hear that.
All right, what were you
The
saying?
guy's zooming. He's going. Hitting up shit.
He's not far away.
No, he's probably on 77.
Yeah.
But it was, so originally I thought caffeine was like injected into the body and it gave you this boost. But all caffeine does is block receptors and it builds up kind of the sleepy, I can't remember what the fuck it's called, but it blocks those receptors.
Melatonin?
Not melatonin. I'll have to rewatch the video for a better understanding. But it blocks those receptors so that sleepy feeling doesn't get sent to your brain. And then the crash from caffeine is when the caffeine goes away. That buildup of the sleep goes into your brain, and that's how you crash. So I was like, oh, that's super interesting.
I experienced that at work today.
The sleep.
This is the crash, hard crash. Those pills have been making me crash lately. I'm probably going to stop using them. They don't have like an easy come down.
The difficult thing with caffeine, I think it's with a lot of things, is you build a tolerance to it. So you have more of it, more of it, more of it. And then, probably over time, you're not getting all of it out of your system. So there's probably still little bits of caffeine still
Residual.
blocking those receptors. And then say one day you miss a day or you miss 2. And then there's a huge flush of sleep going in. And that's probably why you get a major crash. Then you want to take more of that caffeine. You require more to get to that point because you built up such a tolerance to it.
I noticed I'm building more of a tolerance on these pills than I ever have on like a beverage or like coffee.
It's way more concentrated.
I took 400 milligrams today. And I feel like barely anything from it. And if I lived my life without caffeine before, why can't I do it again? I never felt tired before. But I do feel like caffeine does help helps you cognitively focus, like you're a little more.
I recently, this week, actually picked up a pre-workout. I don't know what made me go do it. But I went and I bought Nitroflex, 325 milligrams of caffeine, beta-alanine, L-citrulline, because I wanted to really focus in on the gym. And I have noticed when I take that versus when I don't take it in the gym, I am way more hyper-focused on my workout, and I feel so much better on that stuff.
You ever get I used to do this when I take a pre-workout and I worked out really hard. Towards the end of my set, I would get a very euphoric feeling, like a tingling of oh, fuck, it feels so good. I got to keep going.
Yeah, dude.
I noticed that.
I sweat a lot more when I take that.
Yeah.
Because usually if I'm just pushing weights, I don't sweat. But when I'm on that,
Your heart's fucking pumped.
it's pumping. I'm usually going with heavier weights just because I feel strong. I feel strong as fuck.
I always worry that you get hooked on that and then that feeling tapers off, but the mental aspect of it is, oh, I need this.
That's why my relationship with pre-workout has been on and off. I'll have it for a little bit and then I'll drop it for a while.
Yeah.
And then I'll pick it up again and I'll drop it. So I've never consistently been on it for a long time. So once this jar runs out, I'll probably forget about it and hop off for a while. And then a couple months later, I'll go get some more.
It would be good to have on a cycle because you would hyper-focus on the workouts that are very crucial. Because during a cycle, it is crucial to perfect what you're doing. But you have it down. What the fuck is going on?
Building noises.
Must be windy.
Didn't seem that windy when we got in here.
No. But I used to take pre-workout and then I stopped. I stopped taking creatine too. I
haven't had creatine in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really like it's a lot of research. It's not really bad, but for me, it definitely adds like a fluffiness to your physique. Like you're a little more bloated.
Yeah, it's that water retention.
Water retention. And I noticed a difference for sure. I have like, if I take creatine, I have like veins like right here on my abs towards my hips.
The fuckboy veins.
The fuckboy veins. They go away when I take creatine. Every time. I've done it like 3 times where I've taken creatine for 30 days, and within 30 days, they're watered down. But when I get off of it, totally there. I find that fascinating. It's not that I'm getting leaner. I maintain my weight within like 2 to 3 pounds on or off creatine. So it tells me that it's bloating me, which I prefer to be lean and then watery.
Yeah, I'd much prefer lean over a watery physique.
Yeah, and I'm always worried about the hair aspect. I know like people say it doesn't do it, but I just don't want to take that risk. I stopped taking finasteride too.
Did you?
Yeah.
What made you stop?
All right, so I wasn't able to go too much information. Used to be able to go like multiple rounds in the bedroom, like back to back to back, right? Did it once, and I had a refractory period, which is weird for me. So I stopped taking it 2 weeks later, back to back to back. I know that's too much information. Sorry.
Hey,
But that's real.
Like, that's
real shit.
The biggest side effect of why I never started taking finasteride.
So I totally don't blame you. I am not the most sex person, as in like I go through like like I'll go for like a year without it, and then I have to have it like 20 times a week, and then it's like I get my fix. But I had been on finasteride for a while, and obviously if I'm not fucking, I'm not noticing.
Right.
And then I thank God the fucking erectile dysfunction didn't happen, because I ought to fucking shit on my finasteride. I ought to throw it out the window. But sexually, I did notice a difference. Totally. I swear to God, it has to be finasteride, because within 2 weeks, it flushed out of my system.
That's the biggest side effect of it.
Yes, and it's so fascinating because I was fine. Like right after I stopped, within 2 to 3 weeks, I was like maybe 2.5 weeks. It was right back to normal. So
I
I
don't think
stopped taking it.
minoxidil has that side effect though. But
No,
it also
but
doesn't do what finasteride does.
yeah, it doesn't. It's like you're chasing your tail. It doesn't. I thought about it, but it doesn't stop your hair loss.
It just regrows, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's gonna thicken your hair, but you're gonna continue to have recession. Which, I mean, it's not a bad thing. You can microneedle. I always thought about that, but it's 4 times more effective when you microneedle and use minoxidil, like literally 4 times more growth. But I don't want to put little needles on my head, and I don't really have hair loss yet, so
I have like mild thinning on the top, but
that's normal for our age group. I just have really thick hair naturally, so you wouldn't be able to tell.
your hair's thick as fuck.
It's so fucking
It's
so
the Amazon
annoying.
rainforest up there.
I swear to God, it's like annoying. I just got a haircut like 2 weeks ago. It doesn't even look like I got a haircut for the last 3 months.
I noticed it like right off rib, but now I mean, of course, it just gets normal.
But it's fast. I think it's the biotin too. Biotin I take is. But yeah, as far as finasteride goes, I can't recommend it anymore. I should have probably listened to you, but I was cocky and I did not have any side effects from my
Well, I wasn't
perspective.
over here preaching like, bro, get off the fin. It's
No,
gonna
but you
fuck with
you warned me. You told me. You said I don't want to take it because of this, and I was like, well, you're not gonna have this. Well, I didn't. But
I mean, some people do, some people don't, and there were. I know it's a small percentile.
I
but
feel like it's
there were
more.
people who said that even after they stopped taking it, they suffered side effects from it.
Which
still.
I don't understand that one.
don't
I've seen
either.
that though.
There's a whole subreddit
Oh, yeah.
dedicated to it.
Post-finasteride syndrome.
Yeah, I'm like, that freaked me out. I'm like, dude, don't fucking suck.
I can't see how that. I think that's psychological.
It probably is.
Which it's still a problem if it's psychological. But if you have the drug flushed out of your system and the DHT is not like testosterone to where you need
or like a restart.
like a restart, it automatically restarts. If you could be on finasteride for 5 years and then restart your DHT within 2 weeks, so I wouldn't worry about that. But I don't see how that's possible other than you're psyching yourself out.
Right. That's. I would wonder if I am mentally capable of not doing that.
And you might not be, so I would avoid it.
Right.
And for me, like I didn't have that fear. I never had the post-finasteride fear because I rationalized it scientifically as there's no way this is possible. And then by not thinking that, I had no problem. But totally had a refractory period for the first time in since I was 18, which I find fascinating. I was kind of pissed.
What the fuck, Finn?
Yeah, I was like, this is weird. Why? Why is this happening? It's just, that's might be awkward to hear from people, but it's reality. You're fucking with your hormone system. There's bound to be side effects, which I didn't know because I didn't personally feel any. And my anxiety's been a little less, but I don't know if I can contribute that to finasteride. But I feel like I've had less anxiety.
When did you hop off the caffeine?
I haven't hopped off.
You still on it?
Still on it. Took a 200 milligram pill before I came here.
Caffeine gives me too much. Caffeine gives me anxiety.
Yeah, I can for sure. But the last 2 weeks, I felt a lot more even keel. I'm cool as a cucumber.
I don't know. Maybe
Possible.
Maybe the Finn was giving you some anxiety.
Yeah, don't take it. Well, you could. Well, I'm not gonna say that because you could always do a trial. Yeah, but then you don't want to have that. Okay, say all right. This would be awkward. Say you took finasteride, right, and you're like, damn, this is awesome, blah 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 blah. I don't have no side effects. Then you get a 10 out of 10 in front of you, and your shit's right. You can't stop taking it and then make it work that second, and you already had that experience, and then it's fuck. Yeah, I mean, you'd always do a trial run when you're not dating, I guess, and see what happens. But I didn't have that experience, thank God. So I just got off of it.
I just prefer not to have a lot of drugs in my system.
It's fine.
I try to avoid any pharmaceuticals.
Which is a good idea. Totally a good idea.
I got shit on for saying I didn't want to take antidepressants, and saying
I would never take antidepressants.
Here's the thing, I know people who are, and if anyone takes antidepressants and that works for them, good for you.
I feel like it doesn't work for most people, personally.
Even if they think that it does and it helps them, I'm good
Placebo's
for you.
good.
That's your deal. Keep doing what you're doing. To me, it feels like a mild dependency. You need these things to feel better, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel dependent on this drug to make me feel better. So, and I said that, and someone was like, man, that you're kind of insulting people who take those. I'm
you're not.
I'm not at all. I'm not trying to. If you want to see it that way, sorry, but to me, it seems like a mild dependency to make your mood better. If I can't, and I know depression is a mental thing, it's a physical thing in your brain. But if I can't even attempt to make myself happy without antidepressants, what the fuck am I going to do if I'm on them and then they're gone? That just adds, in my mind, another level of, oh fuck, anxiety, and I need these things to feel better or feel good.
Do you think we can get into this. I like this topic. This is not really a theory. Depression. I don't think that depression exists in the form that we think it does. As far as I think there's people that are depressed, but I think that the percentage of people that are clinically truly depressed and can't do anything about it is probably 1% of what we think it is. Because people that are depressed eat like shit, sleep like shit, don't exercise, are out of shape as fuck. They convince themselves they're shit. They have that mindset of oh, everything sucks.
Well, maybe that is part of the brain fucking with you. Maybe that is the depression. I think there's probably different levels of it.
Say they can change their habits just for a month. How would you not say you were depressed, and for 3 months you were able, and everybody that's depressed, I've felt depressed and was put on SSRIs when I was 13. But say I hated them, didn't do shit. Say for 3 months I changed all my lifestyle habits. I ate healthy, I exercised, I socialized, I did everything right. You're telling me that I wouldn't feel way better? I don't believe that.
I think that would be an interesting trial for somebody to run.
I think people probably have run that, and they've felt oh, this is the cure to depression is not medication. How many people were depressed in the, 800 BC? We don't know, but I guarantee it was a lot less people than there are now. But when you spend your whole day doom scrolling on social media, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, not exercising, eating McDonald's, and feeling like an ugly fat fuck that's worthless because of that, you're probably going to be depressed.
I don't think that helps. That definitely
I think that's the
makes
biggest.
It worse.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest reason. My opinion, I don't know if that's true or not. I just feel that way about it. Like, yeah, depression's real, but I think that people that say they're depressed, most of the time, they're just lazy fucking pieces of shit that don't want to do anything to help themselves. You're telling me that fucking 80% of the world is depressed? Because you ask people, and guarantee you 2 or 3 other people, I'm depressed. No, you're not. You have a horrible lifestyle, and you feel like shit because of it.
I want to run some unethical tests.
I do too.
I really want to run unethical tests.
I know that's like maybe like a triggering thing for people, which I get. But I just really feel like people could help their situations so much. Or hormonal. People have hormonal deficiencies, and instead of fixing that, they hop on SSRIs because doctors overlook it. If your estrogen is high as a woman or low as a woman, you're going to be depressed. When you give birth,
there's the postpartum depression?
Postpartum depression. Why? Hormonal. Endocrine system is all fucked up. You're depressed. Fix the hormone system, you're not depressed. They'll come out of that. Well, most of the time. It's possible not to. I don't know. That's my take on it. I just feel like people could optimize so many things.
I think it's the cliche thing of like, oh, you're not feeling too good, just go outside and get some sun.
Yeah, it's not that.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's A and B. You're having like a shit day, or I don't know, maybe you're depressed and you're feeling down. I genuinely think like being outside in the sunlight, walking around, would, to me at least, makes me feel better than sitting in my room on my computer.
Go walk around barefoot.
I'm not saying like that's here's your cure to depression, the sunlight, just go walk.
But you're not going to be more upset when you do it.
Right? It does make me feel better.
I gotta go blow my nose. I got like allergies out the ass today.
Jesus Christ,
and then
that's so tiny.
Is Bentley, and he's the same size, but he's more fluffy, like Harry. They're fucking adorable. Here's a puppy picture of her, but
that's a cute little pup.
She's like 6 pounds, dude. But she jumps like a squirrel. I'm trying to find a normal picture of her. Yeah, man. I literally want to steal these dogs. It'd be so easy to pocket.
Put them in the backpack, you'd be all right.
I think she'd be pissed if I just like stole her dog. That's her like now.
That's a cute pup.
That's
a cute pup.
And so much smaller than you think. I was expecting like
yeah, big.
Like I was expecting like maybe like this. So tiny.
I'd be afraid I would fucking step on them, dude.
Me too. But she's so like chaotic. You know she's there. She's like a Tasmanian devil. Like, she spins.
She does the spins when she gets like excited.
She's like, it's so cute. And then Bentley is the other one that I don't see a picture of, but he's about the same size. He's on the left.
Is the right a pug?
Yeah, but that one passed away last year. She was older. There he is. He looks like a little mean, like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
He's got like, looks like a schnauzer in him.
So small,
with his mustache going on.
He's not a puppy either. He's same size as the other one. I like those little puppers. And the cat's adorable. He comes walking around because he can't walk right.
Poor little guy.
I know. Where were we? Oh, I was talking about depression's not real. It is real. I want people to think that. I just feel like a lot of people that say they're depressed aren't really depressed. They just have a bad lifestyle and make bad choices and could improve on their mental health, barring those choices changing. End point.
What about people like...
I was flexing in the mirror because my little muscles.
It's a nice mirror in there. The lighting's pretty decent.
Go ahead.
Like Chester Bennington or...
Robin Williams?
Yeah, Robin Williams.
I think that's real depression. But at the same time... Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to say...
We don't know their lifestyle.
Yeah, I don't know what their lifestyles were. All I know about them was that they were famous and had lots of money.
To us, they had everything, right?
Right.
But we've never been in that position, so it's hard to say mentally how that feels for a normal person. Like maybe it's overwhelming, drugs become a popular contender for people that are rich. Like that happens often. They get into drugs. Chester Bennington was drinking, but I don't know about drug use. You just never know. And then Robin Williams had a pain, like a disorder where he felt like immense pain. What was that called?
I don't know. That sounds like it sucks ass though.
That's why he killed himself supposedly. He had
Reminds me of cluster headaches.
people commit suicide for that.
Yeah.
That'd be horrible.
I heard psilocybin is an amazing treatment for that.
Yep. Yeah, I wonder how that works though. I don't know how that works.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah. Did you have heard of it? Maybe it wasn't him. I can't find it. It was called, well, he had something called Lewy body dementia. It was a progressive form of dementia. So then the dementia could have been a massive role in why he committed suicide. That changes your brain chemistry and fucks you all up.
Yeah, dementia's not fun.
So it's hard to say that it's stuff like that you speculate on, but it's hard to say that that's purely depression. Because if you're that old, the depression you think would have wanted that by that time. I know that sounds morbid, but it just so happens that he starts to have a brain disorder, like a disease eating away his brain basically, and then he decides to kill himself. You just never know. But I think depression's real. I just wish that people would take different routes before hopping on SSRIs, which are a big no-no to me. They fuck you up. And that's like you post-finasteride syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
People have a post-SSRI where they never recover their normal natural levels of serotonin. That's horrifying.
That's like what I'm worried about with it. You know?
That happens. They say, it only happens to like 1 or 2%. I don't give a fuck at that point.
The fact that it happens is crazy.
And let alone 1 in 100 people is a lot. Anyways, it sounds like it's not, but that's a lot. I don't want that to happen.
Wait, I might have just remembered my simulation thing.
All right, beautiful.
Okay, so this is perfect. It's a great segue because it has to do with drugs, prescriptions, and so let's take the finasteride for example. There is this drug that is created that has a benefit. It stops hair growth or stops hair from falling away. But that comes with a side effect.
Trade-off.
It seems like every drug ever created has its benefit and then its side effect. It's like, why does everything have to have bad associated with the good?
I think it's like a universal law of equaling itself out to nothing.
Isn't that weird? Like even
It's
ibuprofen.
existential crisis territory.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah.
You take it if you want to get rid of a headache, get rid of some pain, but it fucks with your liver. Everything has this good and this bad with it.
You couldn't name a single thing. People say weed. Bullshit. Weed has
Weed
problems.
has side effects. I know it fucks with a lot of people's like mental clarity. They have a hard time remembering things.
Yep. It suppresses, if you don't have it in your system, it suppresses your receptor for hunger if you don't have it. So you have to smoke to feel hungry. That's why so many potheads are so skinny.
It's like I was trying to think of a drug that doesn't have side effects, and I cannot think of any. Like on an extreme level, cancer treatment. I know that's radiation, or chemo, and your hair falls out, and it does have other side effects along with it. Although it stops the cancer or can stop the cancer.
Any steroid does.
Steroids have side
Every
effects.
single steroid. Fuck. SERMs. Every med, yeah, you're right. Finasteride, anything. Heart medication, blood thinners, blood pressure medications.
Any commercial you see on the TV, it's pictured as this amazing thing, and then some guy really quickly is naming a ton of side effects that it has.
It's a universal law. I'm telling you, it's fuck.
It's
there's
a little
like
it's a little something some guy wrote in there like, well, if you
Yes.
want the good, you got to have some bad.
there's like little weird details and things you realize where just kind of like, oh, that feels weird to exist. I wonder why that is. And that's just one of those things. Like, why is it like that? It's written in the code.
Why can there not be a hair loss formula that doesn't fuck with your dick?
Exactly. It's bullshit. Or why can't it just not fuck with your hormones?
Right.
Because you're
I mean, probably because hair loss is
hormone related.
hormonal, but
DHT, dihydrotestosterone, which is not technically testosterone. It's a converted version. It doesn't make you muscly.
so it's useless.
For muscles, yeah.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you wish that like there was even minoxidil, the topical, causes heart palpitations, anxiety, and a couple other things. I forget the other ones. But that's another like something you just put on your head. It's not even ingested, and you're still getting side effects internally. See, caffeine.
Little simulation thing.
They tell you.
Caffeine can give me anxiety. I'm not exactly sure of the side effects of caffeine, but I'm positive there are some.
Anxiety. You experienced that with it.
Yeah,
I have.
I think a lot of people do actually.
Well, now step outside of the prescriptions and medications aspect of the universal law here. Like, all right, riding a motorcycle. It's very thrilling and enjoyable, but by virtue, it's more dangerous and you're more likely to have the side effect of death.
That's okay though.
Yeah, totally fine.
That's
I'm
fine.
just saying, like it weighs itself out. Like, oh yeah, you can have fun here, but here's the consequences. They're more severe if something happens. It just seems like another version of that. I don't know.
It's the simulation.
Relationships. You have the ups and downs. Like, oh, this could be an awesome thing that helps me, but it could also shatter my soul.
Right? It could totally mentally destroy me.
Yeah, like everything has its yin and yang effect. I wouldn't even say yin and yang. It has like its equal and opposite reaction.
I'd say yin and yang, like
Yeah.
the positive and the negatives.
Universal laws, baby. Written fucking code. You're gonna, man, I'm telling you. I sound like a fucking moron sometimes when I talk. I know that. But like, you just feel like something is just off in our universe as far as, I don't know, just the way it works. Because we're humans, we don't know.
We don't know shit.
No. So I wonder. But who cares? There's nothing we can do about it. Unless we can break the simulation, but no, that would be not possible. Because the video game character couldn't step outside of the video game. It's locked inside of.
Right, and fourth walls are programmed in.
Unless it was massless. Maybe. You'd have to have like a negative mass to exist outside of your... Maybe. I think.
Have you ever
Because you
seen?
wouldn't obey universal laws.
Have you ever seen the Y-Files? It's a YouTube channel. He just released a video on It was actually had a lot to do with an alternate fuel source, like the one guy you talked about who made the water-powered car. It talked about him and lots of other guys who've created things similar, who get all their shit taken, killed, poisoned. Like that was a very interesting video. If you want to watch something interesting, watch that.
That shit happens all the time. You just wonder like what has been discovered that they confiscated before we ever found out. Cancer cures. Ooh, I'm gonna fuck this up. Remdesivir, people tout as curing cancer for them, like personal anecdotal. It's given to dogs. You can order it on like Amazon. Remdesivir. There's like clinical backing that this helps to cure cancer. Like it kills cancer cells, but it doesn't kill the good ones.
In
Humans.
just dogs.
Humans. Human beings have stage 4 cancer, have taken large doses of it and cured their cancer with evidence and proof that the doctors could not figure out. Like they have like their scans and their like all the proof, that documentation that there was no way they were going to live, and then they take this and they've cured their cancer. You got to look into that.
I've never heard about
Let
this.
me look this up. It's not like unpopular. It's got some traction recently. Remdesivir. Remdesivir. Yeah. Remdesivir has an anti-carcinogenic effect on SKOV3 cells, vis up regulation of reactive oxygen species, which suggests that remdesivir could be a promising reagent for treatment of cancer. And that's from the PubMed at ncbi.nih.gov. So that's a government website. Fascinating.
So is there a reason it's not pushed more?
Cures cancer.
Oh, yeah.
Potentially. Potentially speaking.
That's exactly why.
Huh. So I wonder, like, if there's things in our face that are super simple that really cure it or help it. Like, people have said, like, there's B vitamins that kill cancer cells and have shown, like, their experiences curing their cancer. But you'll never hear about it in the news.
I'm more concerned with the, watching that Wi-Fi house video made me angry. Because government entities, it seemed like, went out of their way to ruin something that would have been astronomically beneficial for humans.
Because the short term would have been damaging to their dollars.
Can you imagine if you had a car, it ran on water, and on like 2 gallons, it could get you 300 miles?
It'd be awesome. You could just pour some fucking Dasani in your tank and
Right?
Deer Park, maybe. Nah, Deer Park, you get like 100 miles.
Fuck Deer Park.
Yeah, fuck Deer Park.
But that's
There's
crazy.
Japan, Toyota has a hydrogen consumer car for Japan.
Well, there's startup buses around here that are hydrogen powered. Or not, I don't know about hydrogen powered, but
There, it says they're zero emissions, like water power. How does that work? Because they have motors.
I have no idea.
What's that
I don't know the
jacket?
science behind it.
Toyota, it's not a popular car, but it's like sold to people like a Camry is. It's run only on water. And it's really cool looking. The Mirai.
The Toyota Mirai.
Mm.
Looks like a Prius. It looks like a Lexus version of the Prius.
This one does, but this is what I seen. This is like out to the people. I don't know what the other one is.
That looks pretty sleek.
Inside looks really cool, but people are shitting on it. What's the problem with hydrogen cell powered cars? Would it be I wonder if humidity.
I have no idea.
If everybody had a water powered car, the emissions would cause more humidity.
I would think that would be way better than CO2 emissions.
Yeah, but I don't want to be hot, sticky.
Well, you're going to
I
be
don't care
hot
if I
when
die.
you're going to be hot when the atmosphere burns away.
That's fine. That's not in my lifetime, so it's fine. If it happens to somebody else,
It doesn't
it's
matter.
okay. If it happens to me, I know it, and I'm mad. I wonder what the downsides of them are, besides the money aspect of it.
Right, because there is a downside to everything.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That
This?
yeah. You got 8 or 9 additives in that are hazardous.
Probably
Yeah.
a lot of bullshit in here.
Anything you
with
can't
that.
pronounce is probably bad.
Most of the things I probably cannot. So carbonated water, citric acid, erythritol,
That's the worst thing you could possibly have. Look, I always tell people avoid that at all costs.
erythritol,
Erythritol.
erythritol,
That is so fucking
taurine,
bad.
sodium citrate, natural and artificial flavors. Panax? What is that?
I have no idea. Never heard of that.
Ginseng flavor, L-carnitine.
Erythritol is shown to increase your risk of heart attack and stroke.
You know, I'm first aid certified. I can handle myself.
Yeah, you're right. You can give yourself CPR.
Yeah.
And impaired insulin sensitivity.
Impaired insulin sensitivity. That's why I take my chromium piccolate.
You're fine, dude.
I'm just balancing it out.
You're just balancing it out.
Caffeine, sucralose,
Sucralose is an artificial sweetener. Bad.
sorbic acid, in the parentheses, preservative,
Mm.
benzoic acid, preservative, wow, ooh, this is a tough one. Niacinamide.
Yep.
Vitamin B3, decalcium,
I'll use my app.
Pantothenate, acetylene, potassium, inositol.
Aspartame?
Not aspartame.
Fuck is
That was acesulfame. Acesulfame. Fame.
Oh,
ACE. Boy,
you got 7 additives. The worst ones being erythritol, sucralose, acesulfame K.
hey, that's the one, acesulfame.
Acesulfame, and benzoic acid. Then sorbic acid is not
Hydrochloride.
It's just full like weird shit.
Cyanocobalamine.
Like, why the fuck do you put that in there?
That is curious how these drinks and pretty much everything you can buy at a gas station has these fucking crazy ass things in it.
Yeah, not all those are. There's no way that those can all be necessary.
There's no way.
Maybe they're formulated to make it necessary, but
I don't know. If it's just for taste, then, I don't think I care about taste that much then.
yeah, like you're bound. Okay, would I rather live healthily or would I rather taste something that's a little better than? You know what I mean? Like, what would you choose? I'd rather be healthy. But that's why we have so many people with diabetes and shit, and health disease at 40, 50.
Because bullshit like this. And
Yeah.
I know I'm a hypocrite for drinking it, but
Yeah, but it's largely sugar as well. That doesn't have sugar in it.
you know what I think is going to happen in the near future? So there's a lot of sugar-free things right now. It's kind of
Like a trend, like trans fat free.
yeah, that's how it seems to me. And I'm thinking, what else are they putting in there that is sweet enough to compensate for that amount of sugar?
Things that are worse than sugar potentially.
Probably, and we'll start
Erythritol.
Seeing those side effects
Aspartame, sucralose.
in a few years.
We already are seeing effects from it. It's horrible for your liver, your kidneys, your cardiovascular system, your DNA. It damages your DNA. Like, why are we consuming this? Like, I know we don't. I mean, I do too. I do the same thing. Like, I'll just drink it, not think. But
Why is this legal to sell?
because it's the Food and Drug Administration, not the Food Administration, the Drug Administration. They work in unison. And when they sell you food that makes you need the drug, then it works for them.
It's just crazy. We were having this conversation last
Why
night.
aren't you reliant on them?
I can't remember what it was exactly. What the fuck was it? It might have been about my my pre-workout. One of my buddies was like, "Bro, how can they even sell that shit? Like, I don't know what half that stuff is." And I was like, "They sell cigarettes. Like, I can go buy a pack of cancer sticks."
Certified that we know.
Right. I can buy sticks that you smoke, inhale tar, rat poison, whatever the fuck else is in a cigarette, and ingest that into my lungs. I can buy alcohol that kills people. It is
Gives me liver disease.
it is a
kidney
drug.
disease.
But there are other things I can't buy. Like, if you're going to let me buy this horrid thing for me that is proven to cause cancer, it says so very large on the pack. Why can't I get this thing? Like, why is this even allowed to be sold? What is the point of an administration, the Food and Drug Administration, if their sole purpose is to approve things for healthy consumption? Like, this thing has to be these standards. But if you want to go kill yourself with cancer, go for it.
Double standard. I have no idea.
I mean, like,
I don't know how that works.
and part of the, like, I think this is the American in me speaking. It's like, well, if I want to fucking kill myself with cancer, let me.
Yeah.
I'm like, sure, whatever, go do it. But that's why they have the
Just be
precautions there.
yeah.
But-
It should be cautions, but you should be allowed to do what you want.
Right.
I don't know.
It's very weird, isn't it?
There's got to be a reason for it, and it's got to be money.
And cigarettes make a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
So does alcohol.
I don't think alcohol will ever go away again.
No.
No way.
Cigarettes will never go away. Alcohol will never go away.
As crazy as we get older, how like relevant alcohol becomes to people's daily routine. Like, you notice it more and more. Like, well, what are you going to do when you go home? Oh, I'm going to kick back. I'm going to drink this and I'm going to have a good time. And when you were younger, it wasn't like that. It was like maybe on the weekends once in a while I'd go to a party and get drunk. But it wasn't like, man, I can't wait to have my glass of Jack and Coke when I get home and turn into 8. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
just so common. And it's like you're hurting yourself. One beer a day is bad. People are like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. It's scientifically proven it's bad. All you need is one. You don't get drunk, but it's still causing you problems.
I can't. What the fuck was I gonna say?
Everything's okay in moderation. I know you drink.
Sure. Oh no,
Not
but
often, but-
it's the part of me that's just like, if that's what I want to do to relax and chill and
That's
whatever.
fine.
But
Be aware, at least.
yeah, right. Acknowledge that the thing that you're consuming is not good for you.
It's just, man, all these. I don't want to have all these health problems that stop me from. Imagine being 45 years old and not mobile enough to bend down.
That would suck.
I fear that drastically.
Bro, there's people who are
It's a motivator.
my age who struggle to do things.
Like basic things. That's horrifying. And nobody's thinking like, man, I'm 25 and I can't like fucking see my dick in the shower.
Like you got a
Excuse
long, you got a long life ahead of you. 25. Well, I know I bitch about like, man, I'm 26. I'm fucking old. I know that I say that's old, but in the grand scheme of a human life, that's not that old.
No, we're in our male physical prime, like at the peak until we're like 28 or 29.
I see a lot of comments on Reddit of people saying like, yeah, at 24, 25, you wake up starting to hurt. I'm like, I don't know what you guys are doing,
But it's
but
wrong.
it's wrong. You're doing something wrong. I don't wake up and hurt.
Athletes in the major sports have their best performative years at 28 to 29 years old physically.
And some people have a hard time getting out of bed at 28, 29 years old.
Like they have to stretch and they have to groan and moan. And, like they get up and their feet are hurting, their legs are swollen. No, you're doing something horrible.
The worst thing that happens to me when I get out of bed is if I eat some shit the night before I wake up. My stomach is like, bro, you shouldn't have eaten that. I'm like, yeah, you're right, stomach, I know.
But that's not like a health problem or a permanent problem. It's just like,
Right.
oh, I know what I did.
I'm not like, oh man, I gotta give me 20 minutes to do some mild walking around and I'll be fit as a fiddle.
You know what I feel when I wake up in the morning? Tired.
Yeah, I'm
That's
I'm
it.
tired.
I don't feel like, damn, my back and my neck and my ass, my fucking feet, like everything hurts. I'm just tired.
I do think my lack of sleep is going to have a very large effect on me.
100%.
Or it already has.
100%. Yes. At least you say it though. Like you know it.
I think because for the past 6 years, 2018 is when I started the 5 hour a night deal.
But you nap.
Yeah,
It
but
helps a little bit. It's not ideal.
I don't like napping. I
I hate
hate
it.
it.
I get anxiety.
I detest it.
So bad now. I can't nap. For the last like 2 months, if I fucking nap, I wake up with my heart pounding. Every
Yeah, because
time.
your day's shot.
Yes, I
low-key.
feel fucking horrible. Like not just like physically, but like, why did I do that? I should be out here. Like I told you that like 6 months ago, something like flipped in my fucking brain of like, you have to get out, you got to fucking get on your own, make more money, do this, do that. You fucking have to do it now. You can't play video games. You can't do this. And I feel that like every time I nap.
That's not a good thing. I'm
No.
gonna say that's a bad mindset.
I know, but it's something that just like hit me of like, I can't not be doing something to be productive or help myself. I don't nap now. I work out like a fucking animal, which is good. I eat healthier. Like, yes, it's benefiting me, but mentally it can be negative. Like if I'm not doing something, I feel really shitty, like anxiety, and I get like angry.
That's kind of how I feel a lot.
Yeah, like, but I don't know what to do sometimes. Like I'm like, oh, what the fuck could I be doing? Why do I feel like this? There's nothing I can do right now. It's 8 o'clock on a fucking Friday or a Thursday or something. What am I supposed to do? Like I feel mad. Like,
It's the dichotomy of man.
I hate it, but it just started happening. Like it's like something hit me. It was like this shit's real. Like
I think anxiety hit you.
But I don't.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't have anxiety now typically like I used to.
I feel like there's probably different forms of anxiety. There's
I'm not doing good enough anxiety.
yeah, there's that, and like for me, it's the too much caffeine. Sit at my desk and go, fuck, damn it, like I don't know
Yeah.
what to do, and that's kind of because I fall into that category as well. If I'm doing nothing,
Yeah, I know you have the
I've-
productive anxiety.
yeah, it's fucking horrible.
I never had that until recently, and now all my other anxieties have significantly gone away.
They all progressed and they transformed into
Yeah, it's
productive
like they all,
anxiety.
like they're fucking Optimus Prime of anxiety.
They
now
were like, all right,
transformed.
guys, let's fuck him
Yes.
over this way now.
But okay, if I'm gonna choose one to have, it would be this one, because when I do something, I get more pleasure out of it now. Of like, yeah, fucking look what I did. Like, Yesterday I was just bored and I went and I took my car to get it washed and I washed it just because I got that anxiety.
Right.
I need to do something. So I just did that. But it's not healthy.
To me, that would be a bad thing because I'd be like, fuck, I just spent $9 on a car wash.
Yep.
Why did I spend $9?
This is why I'm making all these. I spent like at the same thought. Fucking $11. Why did I do that? I needed that. I'm like, how am I gonna feed my family?
I'm like, well, $11 over every day
Yeah.
over a 7-week course is $77.
I do the
Take
exact
that
same.
77 and put it towards my
Yep.
phone bill. That would cover that for the month.
Bro, I do the same shit. I have like a whole ass like list in my head that just goes on and on for years. Like this adds up to this, and I got to do this way. Fuck.
It sucks. It's so
Yes.
bad.
But what was I gonna say? Fuck. See now I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do. Like this is why I've been making all these appointments. Like I've been to the dentist, the doctor. I'm going back to the fucking doctor. I'm going back to the dentist. I want to see everybody.
That's a good thing, though.
It is, but it's
because-
driven by like my need to. I don't know. So you're gonna say I was getting angry now at myself.
Say you didn't have that anxiety. Would you have made like a dentist appointment?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's it's a good thing. It's a driven thing.
Yeah.
Like it's anxiety.
And you got work done
drives-
that needed to be done, right?
Yes.
So that's a benefit.
So my anxiety is driving my betterment. I'm working out because I don't even want to say it's anxiety. Like I work out consistently now and hard, and I'm driven. Like I feel like if I don't do this now, like my day's ruined.
You've built like a routine out of it now.
I have to do
built
it.
that discipline that says this is not just like
It's not a choice
this is,
now.
yeah, it's not a choice. This is a part of your day.
If I don't do it, I get the anxiety.
Yeah.
I failed myself at around 8 o'clock if I did not have a good lift or workout and I was supposed to that day. And on days that I don't work out, now I'm doing core because I feel like I have to do something just to do it, which is bittersweet.
That's why Wednesdays are usually my off days.
But don't you feel like maybe
It's
not you?
I'll usually go to the gym and just do cardio or sit in the sauna.
Yeah,
I'm like,
like you just
if
have to do
I just have to
something.
go there. It's just like a place I need to be at some point.
It's bullshit. But it's good, I guess. Like, okay, what if we had the anxiety to like compulsively do heroin? You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I didn't do my.
That's the one drug I can never do
I'll never even.
because I'm afraid of shooting
Needles?
needles into my veins.
I don't know how people do it.
I don't know.
They just do like it's nothing. Nope.
Not me. So
Could
I'm
be
like,
me.
Mom, Dad, I'll never be a heroin addict. You can be proud about that. I don't
Or
know.
fentanyl. Like, why would anybody do something that they know is so dangerous?
That would.
Imagine the anxiety
people-
before you.
The thing about fentanyl that always confused me was this. To my understanding, people don't choose to do fentanyl. It is usually laced with things,
That happens all the time.
and then that's how they die of fentanyl overdoses. Like, they buy one drug, say heroin or coke or whatever the fuck it is, and they don't know it has fentanyl cut with it, and then that's how they die. Not the
Yep.
coke, but the fentanyl in the coke. To me, that's where most of the fentanyl deaths come from, unknowingly.
Yeah. But people knowingly do it too, and that always confused me.
I didn't even know fentanyl was. We talked about
Just
fentanyl in
recently,
the first
like-
aid thing. We were talking about some drugs. There's like different types of fentanyl. I can't remember what the fuck they were, but such small granular doses are enough to kill like
It's ridiculous.
9 elephants or something.
Now, why would you trust some random fucker in a black lab making this?
Yeah, you can kind of say the same thing about like basement test.
Anything. Is it sanitary? What's in it? What oil are they using? What's the base? How much is this properly dosed? What am I putting in my body? Yeah, totally. It's scary, but when I took underground tests, I didn't think shit. All I thought was, ouch, needle. Ooh, I feel good. I never had the thought of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Felt great. Don't regret it.
That's what
It
I
is
don't
what it
think
is.
test is something that someone cuts with fent.
No, they're not going to cut it, but I mean, they could use like it
Uh,
could be on sanitary or
yeah, some cheaper shit.
yeah, some cheap cut shit with like I don't know, fucking grapeseed oil. I don't know, something weird.
That's what people like. A lot of label it like pharmaceutical grade test.
Fucking bullshit.
Oh, it's better for the eyes.
Totally. And the brain. Well, this is pharmaceutical.
This is better.
Of course this is. But yeah, I don't know. Sketchy stuff. I'm happy that I don't have like an addictive personality.
I don't like when people say that.
Why?
I don't think that exists. That does not exist.
I do.
An addictive personality.
I think that people can become psychologically dependent on things easier than others. Like for me, I smoke cigarettes probably for like 3 months straight, and then just one day I was like, you know what, I'm bored of this, and I stopped, and I never felt a craving.
There's a difference there, I think, because
opinion?
I've smoked plenty of cigarettes, never became addicted to cigarettes.
But some people do. Some people smoke for like a month, and they have to have it now the rest of their life.
I think a lot of smokers maybe didn't have access to a vape, or they had that
I
mindset
vaped
of
too.
vape. I'm 100% addicted to nicotine. This is not because I have an addictive personality. It's because I was bored at work on breaks, got a vape, kept using it, got a good buzz. I'm like, oh, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And now
It
I'm
felt
addicted
good.
to it. When people say, oh, I have an addictive personality, I think that's bullshit. There are things, nicotine is one of the most addictive chemicals known to man. It is, like, people say it's harder to kick than fucking heroin. And
totally
people
believe
are
that.
like, well, I have an addictive personality. No, you're addicted to nicotine. Not because you have an addictive personality, because nicotine is extremely addictive to people.
So out of curiosity, I vaped for probably like a month and a half or so, like every day, like you do, and I really liked it. But then I ran out, and just never felt the need.
It could be laziness.
But I don't remember ever feeling any symptoms.
Because I
I was just like, oh,
have
cool.
friends that, well, there's a term we call them, like a part-time Nick addict.
No, like when you're drunk, you need to smoke a cigarette.
That the only time they use it is when I'm around. They're addicted to nicotine,
Maybe they don't have addictive personalities.
but because I'm around. Because no one has an addictive personality. No one can have an addictive personality. I think that is such bullshit.
Maybe it's worded wrong. Like I think my interpretation of it is that some people are easily fooled into thinking they need something, and that creates a cycle.
I think it is the way your body processes certain things that has nothing to do with your personality.
So
like
how
my
do you
body
like
might
nicotine?
process nicotine different than yours.
How?
Beats me. I'm not a fucking
Because it will work in the
doctor.
same mechanistic way in any individual.
okay. Like
It just might
you
metabolize
process
quicker.
vitamin D different than I
Not
might process
necessarily.
vitamin D. Yeah, like that's
Absorption,
why you
yeah.
have that
So yeah,
absorption process. We'll say they're one and the same here.
metabolism. Like I kick out things faster in my system than you might.
Right. So, that could be a factor. When someone attaches the word personality to it, you sound like a fucking idiot to me.
I have an addictive personality.
You're an idiot.
I never really thought about it, to be honest with you. Like, oh, that doesn't exist.
I hate
But I
when
see what you're saying.
I hate when people say it.
But I just feel like some people get addicted to things easier than others. Just like there's spectrums on everything. Like you don't think that there's spectrums of like, I don't know, like alcoholics. Like some people really like alcohol more than others. Like they like it more.
Like when you're talking about alcoholism, like through a family, because like
Well, that's
you could say it
genetic.
is genetic.
So then wouldn't that be considered part of their personality, part of their person?
No,
is
I think that's
genetically
100% a part of
predisposition,
their brain, their
their
physical
DNA.
composition.
So they're more genetically prone to addiction,
When I think personality, I
which
think
means addictive personality.
no.
That's totally.
No, when someone says personality, it's like
So you're thinking
someone's
you're taking
personality is a nice person or an asshole.
So you're taking personality different than I am, maybe.
100% probably.
So like the way you're thinking about it.
Personality to me is not
I'm just saying, like,
a physical thing in the mind.
my interpretation of personality is your DNA and environment creates your personality.
I think it hasn't. Yeah, I think it does.
That's my interpretation. So like your DNA is predisposition to alcoholism in your family genetically, mixed with the environment you grew up around alcoholics, creates the personality of addiction in alcohol.
But that's specifically to alcohol. If that person were to say I have an addictive personality, don't give me any of these things, they could be you. Say your family has a predisposition to alcohol addiction, and then you try nicotine and you don't like it. Do you still have an addictive personality, or are you just addicted to alcohol because it's genetically in you?
But they would have we can agree to disagree here. I see what you're saying.
I mean, I see what you're saying too.
But
I'm gonna be stubborn here and say if
Stand on
you
business.
want to say that you get addicted to things easier,
You got to put a clickbait title in here of like arguing about punching
Um,
each other.
depression isn't real.
You're all retarded. Yeah.
I think saying you have an addictive personality makes you sound like a fool.
But I just think that maybe you're taking it at face value, and people have different
I think anyone who
interpretations
says it
of it.
only knows it at face value. I don't think someone who understands addiction and what it's like to be super addicted to something would say I have an addictive personality. To me, the only people I've really heard ever say that are like low-key dumbass people.
So like people that are addicted to multiple drugs, alcohol, sex, just shit like that. Like, why are they more prone to addiction than you or I? Why
I'm
are
not
they,
saying they aren't prone to addiction.
that
I'm
means-
saying when they say I have an addictive personality, I'm just like,
Do you think that's
you
like an
sound fucking
excuse that they're
stupid.
using?
Low-key, yeah.
So maybe you get triggered by that a little bit too. Like, oh, you're just fucking saying that because it makes you feel better.
Like, these things are addictive.
But when
Like,
I say
lots
it,
of people are addicted to these.
I think when I say it, my underlying tone is more, I don't know, I don't want to sound narcissistic, but more well thought out. Like, I'm breaking it down into genetic components. I don't think that your typical addict is breaking it down into biological and genetic components. You know what I mean? Like, it's deeper than just, oh, I have an addictive personality. For me personally, like, I just think that my genetic makeup, there's not a lot of addicts in my family. Like, I never grew up around an addict. I don't know of any.
I haven't either. I'm
So-
addicted to Nick real bad.
Yeah, you got a problem.
I have an addictive personality to nicotine.
See, there you go. Look at you, fucking dumbass, saying it. But I don't know. I wonder what the effects of that will be. That's something I'm always fascinated by.
I already know shortness of breath. I can already tell.
But like
that.
long term, we don't know. This is new. I worry for like young people that do that.
I
like,
can't imagine it's worse than long-term effects of cigarettes. Just
but you're
because
putting
what
so
is
much
it?
more liquid into your lungs.
That's, I think, the shortness of breath type deal. Well,
That causes you're becoming more prone to lung infection.
that,
disease.
but cigarettes have tar in them as well, and that.
Oh yeah,
also
I'm not saying they're
produces-
better. I just feel like there's different risks that are increased through vaping.
There probably are that we have yet to discover.
That scares me. Stop vaping. I don't want you to die. when you're
I actually,
fucking
I've said
30.
it to myself multiple times. This will be my last year,
Oh bullshit.
and then I'm done.
It's like me biting my nails. Like it's something that's so like subconscious. You don't even realize it.
Right, it's just
Sometimes you
something I
don't- yeah.
do. Like the other night, I was hanging out with my buddy. He was in town from Vermont. We had to go to the Giant Eagle. And my other buddy was like, I'm going to stay in the car. I'm like, here. He's like, can I have your vape? I'm like, yeah, sure. I don't need it. I'm going into Giant Eagle. It felt weird not having it in my left pocket. So it's just something that has been with me for so long. It feels very strange to not have on me.
It's like not having your phone on you when you're pooping.
Well, who does that?
Psychopaths.
That's weird. That's crazy.
Sometimes I'll forget to take it into the work bathroom, and I feel like lost when I can't shit now.
Oh, dude, I'd be like in and out in a second.
I
That
have
would be
to
the
go back,
fastest
yeah.
bathroom break I would ever have.
I'd have to if I don't have to like shit that bad, I will literally go back out and get it. Just because I want to. That's a need. I'm addicted to my phone.
I'm addicted to my phone.
Speaking of that, see, I have to check my notifications. It's like a thing.
Mine's blown up. Every time we're on
Blow it
here,
up.
I'm in like multiple Snapchat group chats, and they're all blowing up. And
Bro's popular AF.
yeah, everyone wants to talk to me,
Yeah, dude.
except they're not. They're all talking to each other. I'm just not involved.
It's like you're the outside looking in, like a fly on the wall.
I will when I read them. I'll just look at them. Probably won't respond to anything. And
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm happy that I'm not addicted to a lot of things.
you should be.
And I wouldn't say you're addicted to a lot of things. I mean, I'm addicted to caffeine and my phone. I would say that.
I would say I'm addicted to caffeine, but if I didn't have it, I wouldn't care. I really wouldn't.
Yeah,
Like, we go backpacking. I mean, I don't know if 3 days is enough.
it is. I would say it's enough. You would feel like
When I'm out there, like, it doesn't bother me. I
Yeah.
don't care if I don't have caffeine.
You feel like if you're focused on something else at hand, it helps.
It does.
I think
And not
so.
being around it. The one thing, because I've tried to kick nicotine before, and the biggest issue with it was Alex was still using nicotine.
Oh, that's
so I would
impossible.
go hit his.
Yep.
I think the longest I went in the last, like, couple years was a week or two. And then I would hit it and be like, wow, that was great. And then I'd be like, I had a shit day. I'm going to go get a fucking vape.
That's your brain doing that trick and shit.
Right. It's the mental
does it to
gymnastics
me
of
too.
making it okay.
Yep, like, oh, you did this today, or man, this would really feel good right now if you did this, right? It's your brain trying to trick you into getting what it makes it feel good, because it's recognized that as, oh,
This
this
doesn't
feels
even
good.
make me feel good. I'm so past the point of feeling good
Really?
with it. I don't get buzzes. I just,
It just feels good to do the actual act,
yeah, just hitting it.
satisfying your tick, like a Tourette's person,
Yeah.
like a sneeze that has been building, but you can't sneeze, and then all of a sudden
That's
you
so
sneeze.
annoying.
But it
That's
feels
so
real
great.
good when you sneeze.
It is great.
It's similar. Like, it sounds so stupid, but I feel like jealous when I see people vaping and I smell it and I'm like, I wish I could experience that. It smells so good.
That's why when I quit, I won't be able to be around anyone who vapes.
Like, imagine walking in like the bathroom at work and you smell like blueberry lemonade pie. I'm like,
I don't think that would bother me. I'd be like, dude, why the fuck are you vaping in the bathroom? That's like, because
So many
I don't
people do.
vape at work.
No,
I go all
dude,
day
dude.
without it. I don't have a problem with it. So I don't know why people go into the bathroom and do it.
Half the people at work do.
That's crazy to me.
I
I never
know.
have. Never ever have.
You'll hear them sometimes in there.
Really?
You never hear them?
Is that why they put the sign on the door?
But what was it? I didn't see it.
Right when you walk into like the building, there's a sign now that says like no
Yeah.
smoking or
Yep.
vaping.
Maybe.
Thanks, Windows.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything else you want to hit on?
That about sums it up. I think we've stirred the pot pretty decent tonight.
Yeah. I'm right about addictive personalities, and we're gonna fight to the death off camera. So
Someone's dying.
yeah, probably me.
Well, catch you next week. Oh, I'm going to Columbus next week, so that doesn't
Friday?
fucking affect you. I'll still be here doing this, but
You go after.
yeah.
You got like a. That's another thing you're addicted to, going to Columbus after the podcast.
It's not an addiction. It's just
like a
it's
need.
just a timing thing.
I gotta go to Columbus.
Well, you know music,
I get to go see Pancake.
and
every
you can
Sunday.
count
Yeah, that's worth it.
And my
all the
friend
way up
Matt.
to 2.
Hell yeah.
Fuck man, I
Wait,
like his
wait,
dog.
I like how
I
you
like
put
his dog.
him second place.
His dog is awesome.
Oh, yeah, I can see Pancake. And Matt.
Matt'll be there. It's his apartment.
All the way up to 6.
Sorry, Matt. He
if I
knows
had
not
to.
what he says. Yes, he does.
All right, we're done.
Peace.